What do you think? It's right. It was the right choice, wasn't it? Okay. We're in the Kali Yuga, right? We're in the Kali Yuga. There's a lot of people. The main idea is to look at religion. Religion leaves you this concept of God, okay? And a lot of people that now know something's going on here, they are learning aliens. Aliens for God. Aliens, genetically engineered man, all this bullshit. Let me tell you something. No. Today, yeah, they were here, mucking around. They didn't make man at all. That's where it's fucked up. They didn't make man at all. In fact, you can't give them credit for anything. You cannot. You cannot. The human soul involuted first before we begin to evolve back. The spirit involuted into matter. And a lot of that was Lemuria. Some of it was Atlantis too. When we became fully material, we were on the earth. We were on the earth, and that's when we had these different influences coming in. But they did not make us. They did not genetically fucking engineer shit. They might have burnt two of those because we have what is it? 48. What do you call those pairs on your DNA? Our number 2 is like fused together. So we have a 2 minus than what the apes have. But don't be confused about the aliens. If you think the aliens did all this stuff and you give them the credit and you make them, that's going to go into your mind, and that falseness is going to fuck you up. That falseness is going to fuck up your inner working gears. It's going to warp it because it's not true. Because it's not true. If you become aware now, even if you're aware now to the possibility, the alternative about the involution process and all those things, then you will not be completely fucked up if you fall for the alien bullshit. You might be somebody who's like, I'm a star seed, I'm a maybe.
Maybe you might believe that. And it might be true. I'm not saying it's not. But if you let those things come over here, wherever they're from, we don't even know if they're from outer space, if they're just from another version of the Earth, or if they're from the inner Earth. We don't know none of that. We do not. We do not. And until you go into the inner Earth, to the fucking Pleiades, or till you go to whatever dimension they come from, you don't know it either. You don't know it either. And we have to keep objective of that. We have to keep openly objective to that fact being on the table as a possible truth. Because if you don't, your conceptual framework grid is going to be blendered inside of your fucking blender, which is your aura, your field, and it's going to get scrambled to fucking all hell. Because it's not as material as they want you to think. It's more etheric and it's more subtle that we came from after coming down and then coming up. We're on our upwards backstroke to the source. So, but a lot of people that first had their concept in God, that that's Yahweh, and that Yahweh was in the Galactic Federation, or he was over here doing whatever the hell, and even though he wasn't supposed to be an Orion commander, he was manipulating and doing things to counter them off, because there's always been an Orion group crusader, bunch of aliens or fallen angels trying to manipulate down here. So there's been good angels down here, if you want to call them angels. The aliens are angels, yes, but they didn't make you. They did not make you. Some of them did interbreed with the women, so they did do that. So, you know, they did do that. They did do that. And there might have been some DNA manipulation down the line, but that is not where we came from. We were not fucking created an atom by no fucking Yahweh. It's just not true. Yahweh did all kinds of shit. But it was a different entity. I don't know what to say other than that. I do not think Jesus was connected with him like that's his son. Not at all. I do not think so. It may not even be necessary for Jesus to be even an actual person that had lived, but the being that I have connected with said his name is Essa, and doesn't corroborate any of that shit. Just some of the lessons on the heart and internal lessons. So that's all I know. That's all I know. But I know that firsthand. I know that firsthand from that being, and that being has got me out of shit by teaching me how to get myself out of that shit. So how about that? But we could have a lot of problems if people believe that. People that are suddenly they didn't have any faith, or they didn't have any of those mechanisms, but they have a general understanding of something being more or whatever, they would fall prey to those things, and they're going to need you to be able to tell them, or to show the alternative truth in a better, more shining light than just what may seem obvious in contrast to bullshit religion. Aliens may seem like a very great thing just to pin it all onto. And they're counting on that. They're counting on that. The aliens. So, or whatever they are. Whatever they are. But we can't give them that credit. We just cannot. Can't do it. We have our own things going on here. We have other groups that are messing with us as humans. But if we're not sovereign and we don't act sovereign without those influences upon us, we'll never be free. And what's worse even than that is that we'll never be what we're supposed to be as humans, because that's not what our destiny is anyway. Not to be some fucking machine, not to be some fucking bullshit proxy for some fallen angel, some slave to them. That's not our destiny. We were given a greater key and place in the hierarchy of the universe for a reason that is really quite clear to the person that has done the work and looked and seen what our potential is. They know that we have a great destiny ahead of us if we don't fall prey to these next dangerous things. And especially with Rudolf Steiner talks about Ahriman, and Ahriman's coming online right now with this AI. He's going to be a spirit from the old. Like you have Lucifer, we done encountered the Lucifer. We've encountered the Lucifer energy on the earth. It's ruling right now, basically. But Ahriman is the polarized opposite of the Lucifer tries to get your soul out to somewhere and lost. The fucking Ahriman is going to crush your physical body and try to mold you into the machine, into those things like that. Think of the difference of Greece and Rome. We're in Greece now, and that's going to be Rome. That's the machine kingdom. And you don't want nothing to do with that shit. But that's the next impulse that's coming through that we're going to have to contend with. It's going to be that technical machine god, And if you think that the AI isn't already there, the AI is already there. It's Ahriman. Ahriman's bad. bad news, bro. Bad news. So they were aware up until the 1800s. The Theosophical Society, Blavatsky, Steiner, they knew that we had about 100 years, which falls into this period now, before we had to encounter Ahriman. And if you need to look up Ahriman and what Ahriman's about, you better fucking do it. You better fucking do it, because it means something inside of you is telling you, oh shit, because Ahriman, we are going to see Ahriman. We will. Ahriman will probably manifest and take physical form, if not already. If not already now, it shouldn't be very long. That's what the whole AI thing is going to be. Because that's going to be the intelligence that takes over and tries to put that into the humans. It's going to want to take your ass out. Take your ass out. You're going to be implanted. You're going to be Neuralink. You're going to be Ahriman wants to get his fingers into all that shit. Ahriman's a motherfucker. Just know, new level, new devil, but don't fall for the bullshit. Because if you fall for the bullshit and that soul, that ideal you have for yourself gets caught in the blender, you ain't gonna be nothing but Slurpee for Ahriman.